Tilapia at PX Mart found with banned drug. Keelung tap water contaminated by diesel fragments. Chun Shui Tang incident injures 3 customers. Benjamin Netanyahu seeks pardon from Israel's president. German far-right party sets up new youth wing as thousands protest. French farm has €90,000 worth of snails stolen. Climate activist Greta Thunberg temporarily banned from Venice. Louvre to hike ticket prices for most non-EU tourists by 45%.
Hello, I'm Helen. Thank you for joining us on FUNDAY News. It is Tuesday, December 2nd, World Pollution Prevention Day, and here are your top stories. In local news, Kaohsiung's Health Bureau reported that a batch of Taiwan tilapia fillet sold at a PX Mart branch in Luzhu tested positive for influfloxacin, a banned veterinary drug. The store had received 24 packs, all sold out. Across Kaohsiung, 4,488 packs were supplied, with 4,080 sold and 408 removed from shelves. The product came from Yunlin, which has begun further inspections. A lawmaker from Keelung, Lin Peixiang, said he met with Mayor Xie Guoliang, new Taipei lawmaker Liao Xianxiang, and Taiwan Water Corporation President Li Jinglai to discuss the recent tap water contamination. Li said tests suggest the pollution may be diesel fragments. The incident affected households in Keelung and New Taipei Shizhi, and authorities are reviewing compensation plan and water quality improvements. Taiwanese tea chain Chun Tang's Taichung Gongyi branch faced a food safety incident on November 30. A new employee mistakenly used a cleaning-in-progress thermos for serving tea, causing throat burns for 3 customers, who were rushed to China Medical University Hospital. The store closed for 2 days, and Taichung Food Authorities ordered suspension and launched a criminal investigation. And in global news, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has asked the country's President Isaac Herzog for a pardon over the corruption cases he has been battling. The president's office said Herzog would receive opinions from justice officials before considering the request, which carries with it significant implications. Netanyahu has been standing trial for the past 5 years on charges of bribery, fraud, and breach of trust in connection with these separate cases. He denied wrongdoing.
He said in a video message that he would have preferred to see the process through to the end, but the national interest demanded otherwise. The Israeli opposition says he should admit guilt before seeking a pardon. Earlier this month, U.S. President Donald Trump urged Herzog to fully pardon Netanyahu. At the time, Herzog made it clear that anyone seeking a pardon had to submit a formal request. On Sunday, his office released the request and a letter by Netanyahu himself, in light of the importance of this extraordinary request and its implications. It offered no indication of when the president might reach a decision. Netanyahu has pleaded not guilty to all the charges and has branded the trial a witch hunt by political opponents.
A confident far-right alternative for Germany gathered Saturday to found its new youth organization as thousands of protesters converged on the western city of Gießen, some of them clashing with police. Demonstrators began descending on the central town in the early morning, with police also out in force. The meeting had been due to start at 10 a.m. local time, but only got underway hours later, accompanied by audible whistles, drums, and chants from the protesters outside.
Demonstrators blocked or attempted to block roads in and around the city of some 93,000 residents, delaying many delegates' arrival. Police said they used pepper spray after stones were thrown at officers at one location. In another case, police said they used water cannons to clear a blockade by some 2,000 protesters after they ignored calls to leave. The new youth organization's predecessor, the Young Alternative, a largely autonomous group with relatively loose links to the party, was dissolved at the end of March after the AfD decided to formally cut ties with it. Germany's domestic intelligence agency had concluded that the Young Alternative was a proven right-wing extremist group.
thieves have stolen €90,000 worth of snails from a farm in northern France that supplies gourmet restaurants. This Carrefour de Grande in Buzy said it had been robbed for its entire stock of fresh and frozen snails, a real blow ahead of the holiday season. The thieves broke into a farm overnight into Monday, cutting the border fence before breaking into the farm buildings, but a complaint was only filed with police later in the week.
Edible snails, or escargots, are a French delicacy, usually cooked in garlic butter or wine before being extracted from their shells. Producers in France see a rise in sales around December, as people shell out for the treat during Christmas and New Year's Day celebrations. The farm has supplied restaurants including the Michelin-starred Les Crayères in Reims, as well as delicatessens and private clients. Photos of the farm after the theft show shelves and fridges nearly completely cleared of snail products. The farm's manager said, "A whole section of finished products was stolen from the store, along with raw material stock from my laboratory. It was my end-of-year stock. We had just the right amount to get through the holidays without any worries."
Climate activist Greta Thunberg was temporarily banned from Venice after the Italian city's Red Canal was dyed green in an act of protest. Thunberg, 22, joined the environmental group Extinction Rebellion over the weekend when they poured dye into the iconic waterways that outline the historic city. The dye, a non-toxic tracer often used in environmental studies, transformed the waters of the Grand Canal into bright green color. Dye was also thrown into waterways and fountains in several other Italian cities.
The group, in an effort to highlight the massive effects of climate collapse, hung a banner that read, "Stop Ecocide," from the Rialto Bridge and sent protesters dressed in red veils to walk through crowds of tourists. The Veneto region's governor condemned the demonstration as an act that wounds the city of Venice. Demonstrators have increasingly engaged in vandalism as a form of climate protest in recent years. During the summer of 2022, several incidents in which protesters defaced historic pieces of art took place, including tomato up being thrown onto Van Gogh's sunflowers at the National Gallery in London and mashed potatoes being flung onto a Monet painting at the Museum Barberini in Potsdam, Germany.
The Louvre announced that ticket prices will rise by 45% for most non-European Union visitors. Starting early next year, tourists from countries such as the US, UK, and China will have to pay €32 to enter the museum, a price increase expected to raise millions of euros annually to help fund an overhaul of the famous gallery. The museum's security and management have faced criticism since a brazen heist in October, when a four-person gang stole jewelry worth $102 million and fled within minutes.
An official audit of the museum published shortly after the heist highlighted the institution's inadequate security systems and aging infrastructure. From the 14th of January, visitors from countries outside the European Economic Area, a group that includes EU member states, will pay an extra €10 to enter the world's most visited museum. Non-EU visitors in groups with accredited guides will also have to pay €28 starting next year. The price hike is expected to raise between €15 million and €20 million annually to support the museum's modernization plans. The Louvre received nearly 9 million visitors last year, with the majority coming from abroad. More than a tenth of its visitors are from the US, and around 6% are from China.
The answer for yesterday was B, critical. It is critical to finish the project on time. Did you answer correctly? Now let's delve into today's news. Benjamin Netanyahu seeks pardon from Israel's president. Number 1, implication, 可能的影响或后果. The new law has serious implications for small businesses. Number 2, indication, 迹象、显示、指示. The doctor gave no indication of what was wrong. Number 3, extraordinary, 非凡的、特别的. The weather this week has been extraordinary. Next, we have a multiple choice question for everyone to practice. Which answer would you choose? You can write your answer in the comment section. The correct answer will be announced tomorrow. World Pollution Prevention Day began as a global response to growing concerns about environmental damage. Experts and leaders first discussed the idea during a major environmental safety conference in the late 1980s. That meeting focused on preventing industrial accidents and limiting dangerous emissions. It became clear that acting early before pollution spreads could save lives and ecosystems. And that's all for today's FUNDAY News. Be sure to tune into FUNDAY News from Monday to Friday and click the link below to join FUNDAY for free. I'm Helen, your host. I'll see you next time.